8, 7, 6, 5.
A Christopher Nolan movie never comes without its share of fascinating narratives and impactful storytelling, and his recent release Oppenheimer is no exception. The veteran filmmaker has captured one of the most controversial and decisive moments in modern human history, the Manhattan Project, or the development of the world's first nuclear weapon. The titular protagonist, Oppenheimer, is hailed as the father of the atomic bomb for his crucial role in the project, and the movie explores his struggle and dilemma in developing the necessary evil to be unleashed upon the world. In this video, we're going to delve into further details on what happened to him after the events of the movie and explore a few things about the man that the movie doesn't touch upon.
Detonator charged.
Who was J Robert Oppenheimer and what his role was in the Manhattan Project? Oppenheimer was born in the year 1904 in New York City, and after completing his education from Harvard University and University of Göttingen, he got an offer to be a teacher at the California Institute of Technology and the University of California. He accepted both the offers, and a turning point in his life was probably his introduction to Jean Tatlock, who was then a student at Stanford University Medical School. She was a member of the Bay Area Communist Party and introduced him to various other members of the organization. However, their relationship did not materialize, and Oppenheimer eventually married Catherine Puning Harrison. After World War II started to show signs of going out of control and spelling doom of unprecedented proportions, Oppenheimer became a part of the efforts to develop an atomic bomb. He started working in Lawrence's radiation laboratory in Berkeley, and then came the decisive moment when General Leslie Groves, played by Matt Damon in the movie, appointed him as the director of the Manhattan Project. He was put in charge of the construction of a secret laboratory in New Mexico, and he assembled some of the finest scientists who could make this aspirational project a reality. Finally, on the 16th of July 1945, their efforts bore fruit, and the world saw the first nuclear explosion, where the atomic bomb was successfully tested. The rest, as we know, is history, where Japan was brought on its feet after two bombs decimated thousands and impacted an entire civilization.
With such a weapon. But we have no choice.
What happened to Oppenheimer after the war? After the Second World War, his role came under scrutiny from various quarters. He was appreciated for his contribution and also criticized for some of the consequences of his invention. Oppenheimer himself was conflicted in his mind regarding the end result of his work, but his professional life was not immediately impacted by the sequence of events. He was appointed as the chairman of the General Advisory Committee of the Atomic Energy Commission, and he also served as the director of the Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. The Atomic Energy Commission was responsible for overseeing all forms of atomic research and development in the United States, and while he was the chairman from 1947 to 1952, he was opposed to the idea of the hydrogen bomb being developed. This bomb was supposed to be several times more powerful and destructive than the atomic bomb, and Oppenheimer probably repented the deaths caused by his previous work with the atom bomb. Controversies that plagued Oppenheimer's later life. We have already spoken about the minor communist ties that Oppenheimer had in his early life. As the Cold War raged on between two global powers, Oppenheimer was dragged into a controversy that he did not foresee. His stance regarding the whole situation was deemed as somewhat unexpected by many influential men in the US politics and diplomacy. He was subjected to a closed-door security investigation where he was accused of being sympathetic toward the communist cause. He even got his security clearance revoked, and his position at the AEC was also taken away. This became the beginning of the end for Oppenheimer, and it ended his professional career in a way. Oppenheimer's life following these allegations was never the same. According to one of his colleagues and friends, a physicist named Hans Bethe, the investigation against him and the verdict had a deep impact on Oppenheimer. Apparently, he took the hearing calmly, but his spirit and lively nature was changed forever. He used to be a chain smoker for a major part of his life, and slowly his habits caught up. He was diagnosed with throat cancer in 1965, and even though he underwent treatment for his condition, it was a lost cause. He went into a coma on the 15th of February 1967, and later, he passed away at his Princeton residence in New Jersey 3 days later. He was only 62 years old at the time, and it is a shame that we lost one of the finest minds prematurely at a time when he could have contributed immensely to future generations and scientists with his wisdom and experience. It is probably a lot worse than someone like him had to suffer the ordeal of investigations against him, where his patriotism and motives were questioned by lesser minds. Recently, last year, the decision to revoke his security clearance was nullified, which is probably a moral victory for his cause and testimony of the fact that he was unfairly judged back in the day. Investigations revealed that the process conducted against him was biased and wrongful. The historical records were corrected and Oppenheimer was honored the way he deserves to be hailed. The movie is a must-watch, especially because of the visionary filmmaking at work and the genius of the star-studded cast pulling off a breathtaking performance. Do let us know in the comments below about your thoughts on the movie and what you personally feel about the conflicting life of the man who made the atomic bomb possible.